How you doing? Today's going to be a little controversial, so I'm firing off a warning. We're talking about white women, and are they more fun in bed? Yeah, we want to know if white women are more fun in bed. Not more fun, but why are they so much fun? You know, why are white women so much fun in bed? I mean, I hear it all the time from black men. Oh, white girls do this shit and white girls do that shit. And I'm just thinking, well, I do shit. So is it really just white girls? Or are you just believing that only white girls do this because you can't get a black girl to do it? That's what I know. I look crazy today, although it kind of gives me like this bombshell kind of look. So I'm going to go with that. Welcome into the room, people filling in. Olenike, you know this is going to be a good conversation, girl. Even if we're just gathering information. We're just talking. White women why do they have so much fun in bed, right? Why do white women have so much fun in bed? That is the title. That's right. I said it. White women, why are you fun in bed? And when I get my wonderful friend, a white woman, to come into the room, her name is Carlin Costa. She is a sexologist and a love herbalist. So she fits 420 quite well because she works in the cannabis space. We are talking about this. Let me just post it here for you. Let's see if I can post this. White women, why are you fun in bed? Because don't you want to know? I do. Let's see if I can get her to come into the room right now. I'm just going to offer up my live to all the lovely people that want to hear me, stir some shit up in this piece, because that's what the F I do. I love the taboo. I love the things that people aren't expecting, that they're afraid to talk about. But I'm not afraid to talk about anything. You understand? I'm not afraid to talk about anything. So, as soon as I can find Miss Carlin Costa, join my live. Come on, people, join my live. Are white girls more fun? I tried to type this in somewhere. You should see what it said. It said something about Turks. So let me just get out of that. Are white girls more fun? Are they? Are they more fun? Why are they more fun if they are? Do you ever ask yourself that? If you're one of the people that think that white girls are more fun? Do you ever ask why? Or do you care because you just want to get off? Hey, Sean. Did I miss your heightened chef? I think you were doing some indigenous food things today, which is kind of dope. Yeah, we are talking about are white girls more fun in bed. I know it's shocking to see. Let me just send the little prompt over to Carlin Costa so that she knows to join into the room. What's up, Mikey? What's up, Darkroom Sessions? Maybe they are freer with their bodies because they haven't been made to feel like a fetish. That is very, very true. That is a very valid point. One that I can identify with completely, because especially with having dreadlocks, I feel like white men are very interested in the dreadlock black woman. I get a lot of fetishizing with that kind of stuff. So hold tight. People like to step into lives a little bit late. She may not understand that it's a 420 vibe, or she might be on 420 looking for me, not realizing that I'm right here on Cocktails with LA, because this conversation needs to be on Cocktails with LA. Why? Because I can talk about sex and cannabis and put them together. And she is a sexologist and a love herbalist. So she works in the cannabis space. She is an amazing woman. She wrote a book called The Woman's Guide to Not Fucking Settling. She's the dopest white chick I've ever met. Oh, I can't say that because one of my good friends is a white girl who's actually also a very dope chick. I know a few dope white chicks. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's important for us, can I talk about an elephant in the room? To make friends outside of our community. Can I say that? Because I don't know if people realize that there's power. There is still power in diversity. There's lots of power in loving yourself and bigging yourself up. But in a world that is, it's to do with money, and moving forward, never give up on your community. Keep the economics circling in that sphere. But other people can dial into what you're doing in your sphere and still be beneficial. I can't blind my children from everybody else's culture. So why would I just keep myself and my family isolated to just Black people? I think that it's important to have friendships in all walks of life and to talk to different classes of people. Oh, she's asking me what platform I'm on. Poor thing, she's lost. Let's go find her. Carlin, come on over, girl. I am right here. I'm right here. I am right here. It's my fault, you know. Hey, Yvette. Happy birthday, girlfriend. I went to my first surprise birthday party for this lovely woman who just joined the live right there. Yvette, big her up. Give her a happy birthday in the chat. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Yeah, here she is. Yay, she's here. She probably went to That's Dope 420 because I'm not a very good host sometimes. I ask good questions, but I may not be a good host. I can't wait to have this conversation. Okay, here we go. Come on in, girl. Come. Hey, LA, thank you so much. You are just a beautiful person. Thank you. I really try to be a good person.
Goddess, hi. I'm in my car.
Oh my God. She's really here.
Hi, I'm sorry. Goddess, hi, Goddess. I'm in my car. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna put you through my speakers. We're gonna set up here. This is what we're gonna do. Because you know what happened is that
Tell me.
I needed to go get food because it's Sunday and I realized I have no food in my house and I'm losing my mind.
Right.
And then I got to the grocery store and I was like, in and out, 30 minutes. I can do this. I have a list. I was like, I can do this. Well, it's no tax week at the grocery store.
What?
No tax week. So the lineup was back and I was like, no. I was like,
okay,
good. I'm just
can I just say why is it that I get this kind of information from all my white friends? None of my Black friends tell me that there's no taxes. Hello, how did you get this inside information and why am I only finding out about it now?
I'm telling everybody now. Royal Canadian Superstore, Real Canadian Superstore, whatever it's called. No tax week here in Ontario.
What?
That's all I know.
You know what I just finished telling people before you joined?
What?
I was saying it's really important to meet other types of people because they have access to information that you and your little circle may not have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Open it up.
That's why I love social media, right? People can say what they want about social media, but the one thing that I love about social media is that it has allowed us to learn from each other, and that's what I love.
I love it too. And to talk about shit that's usually super duper taboo. Right.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Oh my God, I love that we're having this conversation. But before we even start that, let's first say welcome to Cocktails with LA again.
Yeah, I know. Hey, everybody. Hey.
I am almost at the place where I am ready to stuff my pussy in somebody's face.
Yes!
So I am going to take my throne like you asked me to, Goddess. So thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
I love it.
Why not? What else is a face for? You know?
What else is a face for?
Other than to kiss it with my lips. That's all.
Right. And I have 2 sets of lips. So,
what I'm saying.
I love it. So please let the audience know who you are, you beautiful goddess, you smart goddess, you sexually empowered goddess, you.
All the things. I'm a little sweaty. I'm a little glistening. I'm no makeup Sunday. It's beautiful.
It's good. It's all good.
Right? It's what it is. It's real.
For the taxes. For the no taxes.
For the no taxes. I dressed up for the no taxes.
Okay, so who is Carlin Costa?
Who am I? So I'm Carlin. I'm a clinical sexologist, registered psychotherapist, best-selling author, and cannabis educator. I'm also the CEO of the Everyday Goddess, as well as the newly launched charity, the Goddess Foundation, which I'm so excited about.
Oh, you got to tell us more about that.
Yeah. We're raising money for women, and I'm so excited to tell you how we're going to do it. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, I love it. I fucking love it. I mean, ever since the moment I met you, you have not even slightly dialed down in energy. You are exactly the same person you were 2 years ago when I met you. And so am I, let's just be honest. But I am more sexually empowered now than I was when I met you. So
Yes, I've been seeing you. You've been learning. I've been seeing you've been growing. You've been learn.
yes,
I've been watching your glow
I'm
up.
using my words.
Amazing.
I'm setting my boundaries.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
recognizing the love is inside of me. Then I can share, just choose it. Share it with whoever I want. I can choose
Yes.
that, right? So
Yes.
I really am growing. I really am. I'm facing the shit and I'm going through. Not going around.
Proud of
I'm
you.
going through.
Proud
But I
of
know everybody's not joining to hear about our catching up. They want to know about the topic at hand, that very, very taboo topic that I don't find to be taboo at all, because in the end, we're going to realize that it's really what you put into it, what you get out of it.
Yep. Yep. 111%. 111%.
Yes. So that being said, let me just jump into some of the, first I need to know, what are you smoking today? Are you smoking today? What is a goddess's favorite thing to smoke?
Oh, okay. So my little Sunday morning delight, because I love a Sunday wake bake. Oh, I love. If anybody calls me on a Sunday morning, like, you're gonna get me high. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I work all week. Like, every day I give my energy to other people. Sunday mornings, Sundays
That's for you.
are for me.
I love.
My favorite. So it depends. It depends on like what I'm doing. I'm a little bit of like a little connoisseur when it comes to my weed. Like, I like having. Yeah, I like having different strains for different things. So if I'm feeling sexy, my favorite strain for sex is Tangerine Dream.
Oh.
I love Tangerine Dream for sex. I don't know why.
Okay. I'm going to look it up.
My body loves it. My body loves it.
Let me just write that down.
So good. For creativity right now, I just discovered a new strain called Sweet Tea. Ooh. That I'm here for. Like, it's gooey, it's nice, it just like, it hits you. It's nice.
Yeah, the gooey.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you make the gooey. I saw a gooey.
Sorry,
I saw one.
I saw your nails. You were like, I saw gooey. I'm like, I see your nails. Look at those. Beautiful.
These are my colors, my brand colors. Oh, so I just wanted to do them because I actually hosted a reunion special. Like, Cocktails with LA is growing. I hosted a reunion special for a reality TV show that you'll be able to see next week. Yes, the Nigel Wise of Toronto. And, you know, things are happening behind the scenes. I haven't dropped season 2 not because I don't have things filmed, but because really great things are happening. And now I have to wait. And I'm just like super, super stoked. So excited. So, yes. Okay. So Tangerine for sexiness.
Tangerine Dream. Sweet Tea for creativity. I love Sweet Tea for creativity. Just for me. Like, that's my my favorite blend. And then, but if I'm gonna be just like chilling with somebody, if I'm hanging out with somebody and we're having like a good conversation, like especially on a date, my favorite strain for a date, because I'm single, so my favorite strain for a date is lamb's bread.
Lamb's bread.
I love lamb. Apparently it was Bob Marley's favorite. that's all I read. I don't know if that's true, but all I know
what? I'm going to get to the bottom of that too, and I'm going to find out. Hey, Azar King. Hello, everybody who's in the chat. We're so happy to have you with us. Azar King, Yvette, 1D Dub, a.k.a. Dominic, Jazzy, Olenike, what is this? Holly Zwicker, a little bit feisty. Oh, I like a little bit feisty. Just being, like, just in general. Right? Zillion Bucks. Yeah, I'm a feisty girl.
That's a great name. A little bit feisty. Yeah, I'd say that's.
Yeah. There's so many people. Hello and welcome. So I took a poll. I did a whole thing where I asked Black men in particular, because that's really what we want to know. Because they're so delicious. What? I guess it's easier for me to say that. You poor woman. You have to censor your love for the dick. Oh my God. Only that round.
No, I don't. I don't.
You don't?
My love for
then
the dick.
Say it. Say
I
it
love
out
the dick. Goddess, I love the dick. I'm single. I love the dick. No, bring me dick blessings, please. And thank you.
We don't discriminate. Apparently, it could be black, white. You know, as long as it's good dick and you're a good person, that's what's really what matters.
As long as it is a great human who takes care of themselves, who knows themselves, who is accountable for who they are, who is passionate and driven and excited about life. That's the dick I want.
Okay, that part. Yes, that effing part. I love it.
I don't have time for the other stuff. I don't have time.
Oh my God. I talk about this with my girlfriends all the time, that this is no longer charitable. This is not a charitable donation. You have to pay in your spirit for it.
Yes. right? Well, sex is that. Sex is sacred energy exchange, right? When
Mm.
you are allowing someone or something, it doesn't matter. When you are allowing anything to be consumed by your body, to be
Yes.
taken into your body, we have to be aware that that is an energy, whether that is food, whether that is music, whether that is TV, or whether that is a person, right? We
Yeah.
have to be aware that that is an energy and you consume it.
Yeah.
Therefore, if you consume it, your body needs to know how to process it, how to hold space for it, how to,
Love it.
move through it. And
Yes.
that, I think, is what is really important, that we neglect to find out. Like, I am all for, I am all for, I've done like the slut marches, and like, I am definitely a sex positive intersectional feminist, 111%. I am pro good, healthy porn. I'm definitely in
You can
all of
pass
those.
those tips on later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Judgment free. Like, I'm here for all of that, right? However, you know, there comes a time, and I think, especially, I can only speak for myself as a woman. I can speak, what my experience has been with my patients as a psychotherapist. But
Right.
from my own perspective, I think that there comes a time in in my life where I came to understand that sex, especially, was a sacred energy exchange, and that
Mm.
when I do engage intimately with somebody, that does have consequences to
Abs-
yourself, to your body, to your energy, to your emotions.
yes.
And yeah, I'm all here for having fun. However, healthy fun,
Yeah.
intentional fun, mindful fun, smart
Mindful fun. I like that. Mindful fun.
fun. Yeah.
Because, when you choose to set up, I think there was this pastor, Stephen Furtick, who talked about building a fire on the stage of
Yes.
his church. And people are like getting nervous. They're like, this guy can just throw gasoline on this thing and light it up. And he said, you see why you're scared? Because there's no parameters around the fire. There's nothing wrong with the fire. Let the fire burn.
Let the fire burn.
But
Yes.
put the parameters around that fire.
Absolutely. Have boundaries around your energy, right?
Yes.
Kundalini energy, sacral energy, right, is the
Yes.
most powerful energy that can transmute, to seriously just transform your
Yes.
life and heal it in so many different ways. Sex is medicine, like cannabis is medicine,
Yes.
like movement is medicine, right?
I
All of
love it.
it's medicine. So we have to be aware. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I'm with you. Okay, so I surveyed a few black men
Okay.
about their experiences with white women.
Okay. All right. I hope some of my exes.
They didn't say your name, but I think there's some desire after going to check you out after that.
Excellent.
Okay, so the first question is why, and of course we're generalizing and you can't clearly talk for every white woman in the world.
No, but I have a pretty nice voice for us.
Okay. Okay. So the question is, why are white women or girls down for whatever? And what does whatever mean to them? Are there any limits to what you won't do sexually?
I love that.
I think that's really funny.
Sorry, and excuse everybody. That's my my brother back there taking out the groceries.
Hey,
Remember
bro.
I told you I got caught up in no tax week, and
It's all
I was
good.
like,
No
I gotta
tax week
see
is
what-
important information that had you not rushed out to go get, none of us here, all of us here would not know this. So
in
thanks,
Ontario,
bro.
in Ontario's Real Canadian Superstore, it's no tax week. Just thought I'd let everybody know.
That is amazing information. Social media. There
Okay,
you go.
but let's get back to this question because I love this question. Is there no limit to what white women will do in the bedroom? Freaky white women, let me tell you, like, shit. Like,
I have a lot of white girlfriends and they're pretty open and free.
yeah. I think, and that can be for a variety of different reasons, Ellie. You know what? And I love that. I feel like we can explore that here.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons for that, and I think just to be totally honest and transparent, is that one of the safety that white women have in terms of being freaky in the bedroom is because of the white privilege that comes along with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you know what I mean? That's a big part of, I think, this conversation to recognize, right? And
Yes.
when humans can feel that safety, right?
Mm.
Outside of their life, in non-intimate spaces, it definitely translates into feeling safety in intimate spaces, I think.
Yes.
And that's just what I am
I
feeling,
love it. Yeah, no, that's facts. That's big, big facts. And, I just want to encourage people to, follow Carlin.Costa on IG. She has a wonderful YouTube channel. Go buy her book. All you women out there, The Women's Guide to Not Fucking Settling. That just says it all. So maybe we may not have white privilege, you sisters out there, but we could sure adapt it. We can adapt it in the bedroom. I'm learning that we can.
Yes, and and that's how you and I met, was because we were talking about your story and my
Yes.
story and sharing our stories as women,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
honoring that space. And I think that's just so beautiful
And
that,
powerful.
yeah, and I think that's one of the wonderful things about being women, right? Is that women share so much good community together
They
and
do.
can see so much community together.
Yeah.
I've started a men's group because I want men to also feel,
Oh,
yeah, I want to be the goddess that leads men,
that's
like I think
huge.
men need a safe space. It's important for
Yes.
men to have a safe space.
Yes. Oh my God, that is so, so important. Oh man, you're already dropping bombs and we're only a little bit into this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if that really, you were saying that you stated that it has to do with, white privilege and the
I
white
do.
the way and the safety, the social safety that translates into the bedroom and other spheres of a white woman's life.
Yeah.
But then does that then mean that whatever's clever? I think like what I was saying before is that at the end of this conversation, what we're really going to find out is that it's how you build the partnership with whoever you're sleeping with, black, white, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you, to your point, the reason why it seems like there's more freedom there is because there kind of is.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna pussyfoot around.
Sugarcoat it. Yeah.
Like, it's white privilege. That's what it is. And it's and I've safety for women. Like, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about safety for women and
Yeah.
the intersectional themes that are around safety for women.
Yes.
Right? And my men, my kings, my knights, my Arthurs, my everything. I love you. I love you. Just, I can speak to my female women's perspective right now, personally, right? And
Yes.
that's what we're talking about. The question is,
Love
for those of you who are just signing on, because I just saw a whole bunch of new people signing on.
Oh, hey everyone.
Yeah, is that we're talking about why do we think that white women are freakier in bed, or at least why do we at least have that reputation to
Yes.
be in bed? Because that was one of the questions that was asked.
Yeah. So here's another question, if you would like.
Yeah.
So it does say, it's along the same lines, I guess, but it says, what makes white women more liberal and open-minded sexually? I think maybe in even how you're raised. Like, maybe, did your mom ever speak to you about sex? Because mine sure didn't.
I think it's Catholic guilt. I think there's just a lot more white Catholic girls.
I think Roman Catholic is actually, it stands for recovering Catholic.
Just throwing that out there. I think maybe that's it's just that Catholic guilt thing, But
so then is it that you want to turn away from it and break free from that guilt? You want to almost like be naughty because it is taboo? It's like going against the rules?
Oh, yeah. I know that there's a few people who are watching here who are rebel archetypes, hands down. I know there's a few people watching here who know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And you know what? I didn't grow up necessarily talking about sex, but I'm Portuguese.
Okay. Some people don't even consider that white. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair.
Yeah, I think a lot of European people sometimes can slip into this place of non-whiteness as well. Sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean, there is obviously still the privilege because the color of the skin is the color of the skin. But I think because culturally Europeans are a lot strict, very strict, like how Caribbean families and African families are.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a lot of alignment there.
Well, I mean, and if we really go back to the history of it, it's because of colonialism, to be honest with you, right? Like, so some of my best friends are beautiful black women, and when we worked in the same space together, it was amazing because we would bring food, and I'd bring my Portuguese food, and they'd be bringing, one of my friends is, she's from Kenya, and then but everyone would bring food, and it would be very similar, and it was very beautiful, right? And we would have the conversations of, that's so interesting that our food is very similar, and let's not bypass the fact that this is because of colonialism.
Right. Should I put it again? That part.
Right. Like, this is cool. It's interesting, right? It's really interesting. And what, back to their question though, I just want to, kind of come back to your beautiful question.
Sure.
Which was, can you frame it again for me, Ale? I'm sorry.
So it's okay. The last one I asked was, what makes white women more liberal and open-minded sexually?
Yeah, and like I think it is a little bit of a raising.
Oh yeah, you were asking if your mom spoke to you about sex, and I know that mine did not.
That's it. Yeah, so I was raised Roman Catholic Portuguese. So no, there wasn't sex growing up. However, there was a lot of appreciation for the female form, right? Being in very, very male dominated kind of a world, but also, I had a lot of aunts and female cousins. So there's a lot of women around me all the time. So, being naked with one another wasn't weird. And
oh my God, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
I think I learned about the female body because of my white friends that are always just like, here's my breast. Yes, this is my vagina. And you can see it and I don't care. And I'm always like a little bit in the locker room, like, oh my God, I have to go in the change room and cover myself. But my white friends are just always like, yeah, so what? This is my body. Wow, that's amazing. That would definitely translate to more freedom in the bedroom. Having grown up like, so what? There's a vagina.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how I was kind of raised, right? With a lot of women, and there was breasts everywhere. There was vaginas everywhere. We talked about our bodies. We looked at our bodies. We compared our bodies, unfortunately, sometimes. But, there was a lot of kind of bodies around. For myself, as in my experience as a Portuguese white woman, right? So, but even with some of my girlfriends, are Venezuelan. My best sister and friend is Venezuelan, right? And I actually was able to come more out of my body shell because of my experience with my Latina friends.
Yeah, Latin women are also very free.
Yes.
Yes.
And to own that, and to own that, and to own our bodies. I learned that from my Latina best friends. Like, that's where I learned that for sure.
That's funny. I think this person wants my attention. So this person says, C. Johnson says, at Cocktails with LA, I love eating, licking my sexy vanilla wife every morning and midnight. No matter what color your wife may be, you should be enjoying sucking and licking whatever it is that you need to lick and suck on her. As you should. She's your wife.
Yeah. I do love what one D Dove said here. They said Black women practice being naked too. I can't speak to that experience. So
neither can I. I don't practice being naked. I'm able now, but I'm in my 40s now. So only now am I able to be free naked. But definitely when I'm growing up, especially in the locker room and things like that, I grew up seeing white women more free in that space. Yeah. So that definitely would translate to more freedom. They're just out there.
And myself in my white experience. So when I was with my friends who were either Eastern or Western European, so so a lot of us like the Spanish or Portugueseness or Frenchness. So a lot of my friends who were there, or a lot of my friends who were like who were Polish or Ukrainian, that type of beautiful, that Western whiteness. I felt a lot of safety around my body and being able to show my body. Yeah. But I've had white experiences with other white women that were exceptionally uncomfortable.
Oh.
And those were like more of my like white Canadian, like,
yes.
What that is, my
British. It's Irish, the Brits.
friends, like, you know what I mean? Like, I literally got like not made fun of, but kind of called out at like a family thing. It was like, oh, did you know that like Carlin was curling her hair with her boobs out? Like, that was weird. And I was like, it's hot. We're in Mexico. What is wrong with you? I'm trying to look cute. I
That
don't
is so
understand.
funny. But you know what's funny about those very same women? They're
Yeah.
still freaky deaky behind closed doors, but they're acting very proper because that's a very British thing to do. You know, keeping the appearance as, you know, whatever that value is that we're trying to replicate. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, some. I mean, this is the thing. We're talking in generalizations here,
yes,
right?
of course.
So even in my whiteness, I'm speaking in generalizations. And uh yeah, yeah, some yes and some no, right?
Right.
Some might be
With everybody.
yeah, like I love a good Irish bartender, for example. Just
I think
Irish
we love a little Irish whatever because they are like the black people of Europe of the UK. Or Scots are pretty black too, actually. Anyway, whatever. Okay, here is something else somebody said to me.
all right.
While we didn't do what is this? What? Oh, so while we didn't do an actual poll, some believe that white girls are more experimental during school aged years more than black women. How do you feel about that? Experimental.
So
Like,
I
oh, and they specify, they say things like they're more willing to try oral sex or try different positions earlier than most other women that they've actually slept with this person.
you know what? I'm gonna be really real with you. Is that I can't speak to the comparison in terms of like white women in comparison to black women's experiences. I
Yeah.
can't.
No, based just on what people tell me is how I can go about it. And that's why I'm asking you, because that's your experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally, totally. And I think so. I grew up in a very everybody was white.
Oh.
Everyone was white in my small town. Everyone was white. There was like one family, and they ran. They were an beautiful Asian family, and they ran the Chinese restaurant. And then there was no other people of color.
Where the heck did you grow up?
Yeah, girl, on Strathroy, Ontario. There was
Okay.
no. It was white, white, white. And to be
Wow.
honest with you, my experience as a white person in that, in there was we had a lot of like white on white stuff going on. So,
Mm.
you know, if you were Portuguese like I was, right, there was a lot of prejudice
Oh, yeah.
the other
Absolutely. Yeah.
white to that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that was
You,
an experience.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, my experience growing up with a lot of whiteness were people sexually active, totally. At all ages.
Wow.
But did you know, do I think that white women experience it more? Or like earlier? Do I think white women experience sexual experiences earlier? I mean, I think it comes back like we to that first question that we talked about. I think maybe it's possible.
Yeah.
Does that translate though as to why? Potentially because of our white privilege, right? There's a lot of that
Yeah.
bullshit around, you know what I mean? This
Mm-hmm.
that idea,
Yeah.
right? So yeah. I'm gonna say
Okay.
yeah. Maybe that's
Yeah,
it.
I would say, I mean, my experience is that everyone is kind of trying things out in school age. I just think the acceptability of it, I wouldn't be able to share that experience as openly, maybe, as my
Yeah.
white friends have been able to. Even at work now, like if I come home from a weekend, I can't talk about the 1 or 3 men that I slept with that weekend because that would be frowned upon and then put into a black female body with all
Yeah.
of the other historical and stereotypical things that go along with that. Whereas
Yeah.
they openly speak about the drunkenness, the I got fucked up and I just met this guy,
Yeah.
I just fucked him, and I'm just like, wow, that happens to you too, but you can tell me and I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I
And
probably could tell her, but I can't
yeah.
openly say it. You
Yeah,
know?
I experienced that. So myself, I could never do that either because, like, you know, you that's not how you talk in my house. But I do remember going to other white friends' homes, and
Yeah.
like that openness did exist, and it even threw me off. Like I was like, as a kid, I was like, I don't understand, and like, and I grew up like very comfortable with my body, but like having that kind of language,
Yeah.
right? Oh my god, maybe you might be able to relate to this then, Elliot. Like, you know, just the way that some white people talk to their parents.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I remember
I
the
was
first
like,
time I
oh
heard my
my
friends. They said, "Oh fuck off, mom," or something like that, and I was like, Jesus, if that was in my house, I would have got like the full box of the back of my mother's hand.
Oh
There's no way.
Like this, like the sandal comes flying at your head. Are you kidding? Like,
Oh,
there's no.
chocolate happens in Portugal?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, I love it. Chocolate, for all you that don't know, is when the Spanish woman takes off her
Yeah.
sandal.
Oh, the Chanela. Yeah.
Yeah, they throw it at whoever is bothering them. And they're quite good with it.
We couldn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. But I would agree. I mean, I saw somebody, a beautiful comment on here that said, all my white friends in high school had sex before me. Thank you for that comment.
Yeah.
And I would agree with that. All of my white friends had sex before me in school too. To be honest with you, I mean, I was a late bloomer as well, but.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hello to all the people joining. I'm sorry I haven't been very good at this because I'm just so excited to talk to Carlin. So maybe we should, this is Carlin Costa for all of you joining in. She is a sexologist and a psychotherapist and a love herbalist. She teaches people about cannabis. Is it specifically in the realm of sex and cannabis that you do so?
Mostly. That's my primary kind of topic that I speak the best on. But as a registered psychotherapist, I also do support my patients to using cannabis in conjunction with their mental health. Incorporate it in our mental health and in striving to expand our lifestyles in a variety of different ways. Oh, I just saw my aunt joined on, so I just want to say hi to my aunt.
Hi, Auntie.
Island Spices is my aunt. She owns a beautiful Caribbean restaurant actually in Grand Bend. So
stop the madness. I'm sure she's. Is she the chef?
Her and her husband, yeah, my uncle, they own a beautiful Caribbean restaurant in Grand Bend, which the best oxtail ever.
Oh my gosh! So somebody, I call the men that are going to be like my one and only potential Stedmans because I need a Stedman in my life, and so my Stedman says that if I learn to cook oxtail, then it's a wrap, and then everything will get shut down, and it will be, happily ever after.
It works for me.
Excellent. Okay, so take note, people. Learn to make some oxtail, and you might get exactly what you're looking for. Okay, I want to big up Queen Koi. I hope you're going to be with me next week, so I look forward to speaking with you. Olenike Adley, she's a wonderful actress here. She's on Working Moms, and she says, all my white friends in high schools had sex before me. So, yeah. I didn't have that privilege, but yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Five Principles Cuisine Vegan. I get that delivery sometimes. It's very, very, very good. Somebody is enjoying this conversation with the fire emojis. I love it. The healing of the nation. I believe this conversation is quite healing. Love hearts to you.
LA, my aunt just said it's easy to make. You just have to have the right recipe. I think my aunt wants to teach you how to make oxtail.
We have to film that.
It'd be so fun.
That would be fantastico. Let's go. I'm ready. I am so ready. Is she here in Toronto?
No, in Grand Bend. Grand Bend.
Even better. When we don't have to pay $2,000 to fly home, I will definitely come visit you in Grand Bend. Okay. Somebody else wants to know about submission. So they said white girls, and this is like a myth that they wanted to debunk. They're saying that this has not been their experience, but they believe this is a myth, that white girls are more sexually submissive. He says it's a lie, that white girls are not the only ones that are submissive. But I'm more interested also in, but what does it mean to be more sexual? What does it mean to be sexually submissive, really? Just because sometimes people think it's like telling the other person what to do and then they just do it. And I don't know, is it like aggressive and somebody just takes it? Is it humiliating? Like, what is this dom submissive thing really?
Such a beautiful question. Thank you for asking that, because there's so many myths around what a dominant submissive relationship looks like.
Yeah.
And it actually can be one of the healthiest, most consenting, most beautiful relationships that can actually exist in a very sexually intimate way. When someone says that they're submissive and they're submissive in their relationship, that doesn't mean that they're powerless.
Right.
The number one myth that we have to debunk right now is that submission doesn't mean powerless. In fact, when you enter into a scene, So when a dominant and a submissive play, it's called a scene, right?
Mm.
There's a lot of negotiation that happens before that. There's a lot of consent and talk about what that is going to look like and what that's going to mean for people. And then once you are in the scene, the submissive is actually the one who calls the shots, because
What?
the submissive is the one who has like the safe word that can say, you know, hit me harder, don't do this, don't do that, right? This isn't like, when you enter into a scene with somebody, you're not just, you know, giving up yourself freely unless that's part of the negotiation, right?
But then that begs the question, if you could just let me interject for a second, because I really want to understand this, where when I meet a guy and we get to a part where we're going to have sex, I don't know that I'm entering in a scene. It just kind of plays itself out. And so how do you begin to communicate that? How do you know what scene you're popping into? And how do you ask for what you need?
So we're talking about two different experiences then.
Yes, I
right?
think so.
Because what I'm talking to you about is that when someone says to me, I'm a dom and I'm a submissive,
Okay.
I want to play in that realm. That is called a scene. But when you're just people who are just like, meet each other at a bar.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait till we can do that again. Together at a bar, make eye contact, send a drink, get a drink sent your way.
And the juices start going.
Start going, and then you get home, right? And then the question is, you know, are white women more submissive? Right? Isn't that the question? Are white women more submissive? Well, I mean, there's some white women watching. I know there are.
Yeah.
Are you more submissive? In your experience, are white women more submissive?
Yeah, I don't know, because I haven't slept with a white woman. But I had an interview with somebody named MILF Experience, and she talked about being bi. I had no idea she was bi. And the way that she described being with a woman, I have to say, I got a little curious. She wasn't talking about black or white women, just women. Just, she said she liked being with a woman sometimes. And the way she described it, I was like, oh, wow. She made it sound really, really like magical.
It is.
Wow.
It is magical.
Wow. I would never in a million years have even thought about that.
LA, that's because we got to shift your mindset to being magical, because you are magical.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I've always said that if I was in a serious relationship and he wanted to have a threesome, let's say, that I would be down to try. But then she said to me, it's all fun and games until somebody has to eat somebody else's pussy.
It's true. It's true.
She's right. She's
you like
totally
oysters?
Right.
You like oysters.
Yeah. I've had only one set of oysters that I really enjoyed, but okay, let me, if I'm gonna go there, maybe that's a way to prep. Anybody who wants to try and eat somebody else's pussy, men or women, you know, maybe eat some oysters and do it lovingly.
Lovingly.
The loving oyster. I think I'm gonna open a shop in Grenada called the Loving Oyster.
That's a great name.
I think. Maybe we should open it together.
We'll do it.
And your aunt can teach us what to do.
Yeah, she'll come and cook. It'll be the best.
I love it. Okay, so submission, dominant. If you're just in a situation, I don't even know how did you first know what kind of sexual personality you were? You know, like how you liked it. How did you discover it?
How did I discover my sexual personality? A lot of trial and error.
Yeah, right? A lot of charity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right? I mean, how does anybody discover who they are? You know what I mean? You fumble fuck your way forward and then something finally sticks. Like,
oh, I wish, oh man, this is where I envy kind of the privilege thing, because when I fuck up, I really feel it. And when other people fuck up, I don't think they feel it like I do. Or maybe I'm just feeling more guilty thanks to the Catholicism. I don't know.
Yes, I definitely had a lot of guilt. I definitely had a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
But I'm also like a rebel archetype, right? So I just, how did I discover my, you know, my sexual language was, I decided really early on that the expression of my love couldn't be limited. You know, I looked at the Disney dream and was like, that doesn't feel real. Like I want it.
It's
and
not real.
and a large part of my life, you know what I mean? I wanted to be the Disney princess, like,
Yeah.
because that's what was taught to me, and that's what I thought was right. And,
Right.
you know, one day I woke up and was like, whew, I feel more in pain relating to this story than I do in realizing that I'm going to have to rebuild my story.
Right. Oh, I love that. Do you understand that I'm a storyteller, right? I use storytelling to recreate my pain. So
Yeah.
that is like a gem, a gem, a gem, a gem to retell your story.
Yeah.
Love it. Because
Yeah.
I remember when the George Floyd thing happened, and I wasn't really, I tried to stay offline as much as possible around that time, actually, because that was around the time that I first used my vibrator. And it was like
We
a
talked.
week or a week after or a few days after the George Floyd thing happened, and I didn't think it was appropriate for me to talk about my masturbation experience at that time. But I distinctly remember you really speaking out and not being shy about it and really confronting it, even if it was uncomfortable, even if people came for you afterwards. And I just thought it was really courageous of you, and I applaud you, because there are not a lot of people that look like you that do that kind of thing. So thank you for acknowledging that we matter, but even going further than that, and allowing space for voices and experience to be shared within your platform and the way that you think. Where does that come from, coming from a small town?
I'm
Where
just
did you get that?
I'm just tired of ignorant white people. It's what I am just
The world's too big, right?
fuck. Like, and maybe it's because I did grow up with a lot of prejudice against the kind of white that I was against from other white people. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I think maybe that's where
yeah,
some of my compassion for the
100%.
diversity of this world was born. You know, my father, like, I am actually one of the whitest people in my family, whereas a lot of my family members are actually quite dark skinned.
Portuguese people will be like that. They do
Yeah,
have that, a little bit of that melanin for sure.
yeah, and my dad is very dark with black hair and black eyes, right? So everywhere we would go, you know, he would actually come across as like an Arabic person, right? And
Okay.
so, you know, I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
that's because of the
That's
diversity.
probably where, because you were always distinctly aware of your otherness within the whiteness.
Yeah.
So you even felt your own privilege subverted, but then when juxtaposed with people of color, like real actual people of color, it was like you recognize that you had that privilege also
Oh,
above that. Yeah.
111%.
Oh, I
111%.
love it. Yeah.
God, it's my experience.
Portuguese started a so Drew
I,
wants to say that, of course, the Portuguese started a
I
slave
know.
trade.
I am sorry. Like,
She's
honestly,
aware. She already spoke about that earlier.
yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like, maybe
absolutely.
this is me trying to reconcile, you know, my ancestors, right? I
Yeah.
don't, I just love people. And I don't think, here's just my just hands down opinion and like thing of life is this:
Mm.
not one single human being on this planet has a right to judge one other. Just
That.
that is it.
Yeah.
Done. And when you can just live your life from that perspective, every other decision after that is gravy, because
Yeah.
not one single person on this planet, I don't care who you are, you could be Mother Teresa walking up to me right now and I would not care, and I would say the same thing to you with love. I would say no one on this planet has a right to judge anyone else.
Yeah. No,
And
for sure.
I think maybe that's why, you know.
Yeah, maybe. And I do want to say there, I can't remember who the comedian was, but he was talking about, if interracial couples was able to help stop racism, it should have happened a long time ago. But racism doesn't have anything to do with love. It has to do with power. And so you can't love away something that is economically viable for people to function and continue the disproportionate,
Yes.
economic slate
Yes.
that we're on,
Yep.
right? So that was that. I appreciate you saying that. And Drew actually wasn't looking for apology. He's just saying that he knows that that's what happened. Okay, so another myth that they wanted to debunk. This head thing. Okay, what is it with white women and head?
Like liking to give head. Oh my god, I love this.
Yes, like
Oh
what
my
the
god,
person
okay,
is
that's
saying.
the fair thing.
Well, the person is saying that these are myths. So this is that's a lot of black men that he was in connection with believe that black women did not like to suck dick, but that white women are like the masters and they love to suck dick. They drink the cum without any, like, okay, so I'm just curious.
Okay.
I know that I like to suck dick. Whoever
Yeah.
I'm with, they know that I like to suck dick because I'm always sucking dick when I'm with them. So I know that that's true for the people I know.
So for the white women that I know, I also know that those white women also love to suck dick. So I'm gonna say that this is,
The
yeah,
same.
I'm gonna say that this myth is actually like kind of true, just based on
I,
my whiteness.
I mean,
My white girls love to suck dick. That's just what we. I don't know. I don't know. It's like it's a
maybe
world nurturing thing. I don't know what it is.
they're like, yo, chill, LA. You don't say shit like that. Yes, I do because
Yes.
that's cocktails with LA. That's
Hey.
just what happens. Um, and see, there's a quieting that I feel like I'm supposed to have. You know, don't say those things out loud.
Mm.
Whereas you can say it all day long.
So
and then I'm told that you're more sexual than me. Why? Because you were allowed to say it and I wasn't.
mm.
You know? Anyway, that's not a big deal because I think that, yes, both black women and white women or any other woman that wants to please their man will suck a dick. Now, let's get into a little bit more finer details about it because sucking dick is just an art.
Yeah.
And maybe white women have something on the market that black men are really into because I do hear it a lot. And I'm pretty sure they're still getting their dick sucked by black women. So, is there an art to sucking dick? Can you share it with all of us other women that may want to like turn our men inside out?
Oh, 111%. There's an art. I mean, there's like 101 ways to suck a dick, you know?
Ooh, let's do a course.
Oh, I feel like we might need to go for a little road trip inside my house. So I can go and get the dildos that are in my office.
Let's go across Canada and debunk the myths ourselves. You and me.
It's so fun.
In a Winnebago.
Oh God, have so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
We would. It would.
But if
Olenike says deep throat.
so, okay. Let's talk about deep throating for a second.
Yes. Can we?
Because everybody thinks you need to deep throat, and like you don't, because the most sensitive part on a penis is the head. I mean, the whole beautiful, all of the genitals are sensitive. There's a lot of good things that are happening here. Yes. I'm not trying to downplay the sensitivity to the penis. I love the cock. Here we go. But what I am saying to you is that the most sensitive place on the penis with the most number of nerve endings is actually on the tip of the penis, but actually underneath the tip of the penis, there's this little triangle, and you'll see there's this little triangle here that connects to the raphe line, which is on the underside of the penis. And that little dot right there, if you just apply a little bit of a lick and a little bit of pressure, ooh, that's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel good. I'm just, if you can, like, it's kind of like, so what, for those of us who have clitorises, clitori, I don't know.
Clitori.
Right? When someone applies a lot of direct pressure to your clit right away, it doesn't feel the best, right? The same thing goes for a penis, right? You got to build it up as well. You know, people with penises love foreplay. They love the experience, and they also have to build up the arousal, right? Just because you can see the penis erect doesn't mean that there isn't some arousal that still has to happen, just like someone with a vulva. Right? Just because there's wetness happening or lubrication happening doesn't mean that there isn't arousal that still has to build up and that our bodies have to catch up to.
I love
that's really, really important, right?
Really
to
important.
acknowledge.
Yes. So good. This is great information. That was a great tip. That's one to go home with right there.
Yeah. And I'm also, so when we're pleasing the penis, you know, there's so many different things you can do to a cock. So great. But like, you know, a really great move, if we're just looking for like straight up moves,
let's
right?
Just get to the moves.
Straight up moves. I love the salt and pepper shaker. So
while sucking.
So you can do the salt and pepper shaker like full hands, lubricated. So there's like that. You can also do a little bit of like more fingers around, right, with your mouth on the tip of the penis. Always use lube. Always.
Lube is so good with that.
Yes, right? Because you want to slide and glide, right? You want to just have some fun. But don't forget the testicles.
Yes! Olenike, big up yourselves. He said the balls too.
Yeah, I just said it. Oh, did they? I missed it.
Yeah, Olenike. She said the balls too.
Yes. So, and okay, I missed that. Yes. So we're getting to them. So don't forget the testicles, right? Because the testicles do feel really, really good when they're massaged, either with your hands slowly. Don't try to what are those chime balls? Those chime balls that you get in like Chinatown, those beautiful.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Kind of like do that, but don't try to actually flip them around because that'll
Right. You don't want to rearrange shit. You just want to like massage with this kind of movement. I get you.
Yes.
That's very important information.
But if you really want to up it up, and my goddess sister here, Erica, just came out and said it, is that if you really want to amp up the experience of the blowjob, then what you want to do is you want to take your thumb and you want to apply some pressure underneath where the taint, the gooch, like that little area. So put your one hand on your penis, put the tip of it in your mouth, take your other hand and take your thumb and massage it underneath the testicles, and just do a nice pressure and massage. So kind of like this, and trust me,
you're good to go. Amazing. I love the comment by Mike Truth, who runs the darkroom sessions. He says, I love this live. Laugh out loud. Y'all are doing God's work. Amen. And the taint, okay. Loving the corkscrew pepper shaker all day. I think that's fresh new abs. Yes, Kurt, big up yourself. Grapefruit. Have you seen the grapefruit?
Oh, have I ever seen the grapefruit? Of course. And then a girls trip when
yes.
Oh my goddess.
Tiffany Haddish.
Thank you. Well, I don't know why I forgot her name because I absolutely I worship the ground.
No kidding. Hey, Sheldon.
That is my dream. Like one day I want to meet Tiffany Haddish. I want to be like best friends.
Yes. Let's go across the states after Canada in the Winnebago in search of Tiffany Haddish.
Finding the last black unicorn. Like
yes. Potential films. Get ready, Sheldon Shaw. Get the camera crew together. We're going on a road trip.
It would just be absolutely incredible. But but she does a girls trip with the grapefruit on the penis. And so here's the thing with that though, is that you have to be careful for two reasons. One reason is that if there is any type of micro tears or if any of that citrus juice gets into the urethra of the penis, it could be actually kind of uncomfortable.
Yes. I would think.
And you want to make sure that if you are using the grapefruit method, that you are also then cleaning off the penis before you insert it into a vagina.
Right.
Because of any type of contamination or bacteria. Yeah.
Yes. That is so important because people don't even realize like their fingers or even when they come inside of you and they just lie in bed and they're just letting that bacteria.
Hygiene. Speaking of hygiene, I'm talking a lot now. My mouth is a little dry.
Did you smoke today? You smoked earlier today. Did you do tangerine or did you do tangerine dream or sweet tea today?
I did a loving tangerine dream wake and bake this morning. Had a wonderful orgasm and then carried on with my day. It was just
yes. I love it. I've been orgasming all day. It's fantastic. That's how you spend the Sunday.
I could orgasm all day, but I do have my brothers who are with me right now, so I got to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, they get a little uncomfortable. I've seen your videos with them. They're just kind of like, oh God, here comes Carlin.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, here is another question. White girls do anal and black girls don't. Well, I don't know. Oh, and then they said, unless you're from Barbados. I don't know anything about that. Anybody from Barbados can qualify that in the chat.
I cannot speak to that experience.
Anal is such a taboo thing. And if it is something that white women do in that person's experience more than black women, I guess I could kind of see why, because it just seems like a taboo area on the body. In general, for people that like in my circle, they get very freaky about it. Even the men who, when there's that part where you're supposed to stimulate and some of them get a little lancy and a little uncomfortable. Am I then to say white men are better in bed because they allow me to touch that area more than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. But yeah, anal is a taboo topic. I don't know if IG Live is ready for us to tackle anal. Maybe offline.
On the next one. the next live. We'll tackle anal on the next live.
On the next live. So my last question, which has nothing to do with whether or not you're white, black, Asian, whatever it is. I want to know, what does Carlin Costa thirst for? What are you thirsty as fuck for?
Oh, goddess, what a question.
I always have to throw you off.
No, I love it though. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, before I answer that, one of our
said anal hurts too much.
Yeah,
is there a good way to do anal?
I will teach you how to not help it. I will teach you. DM me. Let's be friends. I will teach you how to make sure that anal doesn't hurt.
Oh, that sounds like it could be a course. We'll sign up for that later, everyone. So yes, what do you thirst for, and what's next for you?
What do I thirst for? I thirst for so many things. God,
right?
I desire the world, you know. I desire everything that my heart desires. Yeah. I'm going to correct you because I'm saying I desire and you're saying thirst, and I'm going to say desire over thirst, mainly because when I talk about being thirsty, then therefore I think about I have a lack.
Exactly.
My own water. Yes,
you're dehydrated somewhere.
And I do.
Yes.
I'm not thirsty, but do I desire greatness? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amazing.
I desire greatness, right? I desire everything. I desire to really help, inspire, and hold space for beautiful people who want to heal and grow. Some people want to change the world. I want to change people. And that's what I thirst for. And my big thing that I'm working on right now is my 1 million orgasms movement. Tomorrow I'm reopening the Everyday Goddess shop. Yeah, girl, Goddess, you are in.
I'm in there.
I was like, we've been friends for too long.
I will be your spokesperson.
Yeah. Well, so because of the pandemic and because of COVID, I had to shut down the Everyday Goddess shop. Because I was just being called to be a therapist more. People needed therapists more during the pandemic. But tomorrow, March 1st, I'm reopening the Everyday Goddess shop, and we have these beautiful pieces of clothing. We have sweatshirts and we have crop tops. I have 2 adaptogenic lifestyle products as well to help you de-stress, help you feel calm, to help with inflammation in your body. But the Oh My Goddess crop top, especially, it says Oh My Goddess in my art. So you'll see the Oh My Goddess. That's actually my art that I created, which is pretty cool.
Love it. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and the Oh My Goddess crop top is about raising awareness for the 1 million orgasms movement that I'm trying to build. And, you know, you get a crop top. I'm going to send you some emails to start to enter in your orgasms on my orgasm counter.
I'm so in.
I'm collecting orgasms.
Yes, I love it. Do we have a meter somewhere that we can check?
It's on my website. It's on my website. So if any of you are watching and you know anybody who wants to sponsor orgasms, who wants to help me
sponsor orgasms, hey boys, I'm taking some pledges.
We're sponsoring. I'm not running. I'm coming. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. So
I love it.
So tomorrow the shop opens up, and there's going to be more information about the 1 million orgasms movement and how that's going to expand and how that is directly related to the Goddess Foundation, my charity. Because literally, when I say to you, we're going to raise money with orgasms, is we are literally going to raise money with orgasms. Wow. I just need to connect with some like-minded people who want to help me. So if you are
I'm so in. That sounds like an amazing initiative. I sit on the Aura Freedom board for against human trafficking, and so if these are the kind of charities that this is going to be helping, and people who have been abused, I'm all the way in. This is my life. This is why people see it as, how can you love God and do this at the same time? Well, it's possible. Okay, God gave me this vagina.
Yeah. Goddess made my pussy, so I'm going to honor it.
There we go. And so that's what it is. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, your insight, your love, your everything. You are a fabulous white woman, a fabulous Portuguese woman who is socially conscious. You are, you know, when you want things to know where to feel like you're supporting somebody who would support you, Carlin.Costa on IG. You got to go follow her, follow the movement, get your orgasm on. Thank you so much, Soulful Yoni, who says another great Sunday conversation, LA. Olenike will be contacting you because she says she desires no pain in the anus. And
God, please.
Mahuli, God bless you. We love you. He says, great and informative Congo. That's all because of my wonderful guest. Thank you for sharing another cocktail with LA. Bye, everyone. See you next week.